So in this video, I want to go over what I love about oblique shaped nibs. So I have to show you a Jinhao X450 with a standard medium nib, a Parker Sonnet with a standard medium nib, and then a Pilot Decimo, which from the factory came with a stub nib, which I have now ground into an oblique cursive italic. So I'm going to start with the Jinhao X450 with the standard medium nib. And what I want to show is, as you're writing, you can see that I'm just going to write out the quick brown fox. As you're writing, you can see that some of the loops are pretty close to closing in. So in the E and the here is barely open. The K over here, especially look at the top of K, is not open at all. It's completely closed in. And the O in fox is pretty close to closing in. And I'm going to show you the same thing with the Parker Sonnet. So the way I write, which is usually pretty compact, causes some of these loops to close in on themselves. So again, same thing. Look at the top of the H, the E itself, the Q is closed in at the top. Looks like I'm missing an R in brown, but ignore that. The F in fox, the top's closed in. The E over here is completely closed in. And that's because these nibs are a very monoline in shape. So their cross stroke is the same width as their downstroke. So they're very uniform in shape, which is fine. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. But what I love about obliques is that their cross stroke, which because it's an oblique, their cross stroke is actually a diagonal, like this. So look at how fine that cross stroke is. So when I'm writing, for example, an F, my upstroke, look at how fine that is. And then I come down. So look at how fine this upstroke is on the F, and then the downstroke itself, very fine. Now that fineness means that I can compact my writing. So I can write in that kind of space, the same letter, what with a monoline nib would require this kind of space. Because of the oblique properties. So I'm going to show you the same thing. Again, we have the Q closed in right here, but that's just my poor handwriting skills. But look at the E right here, that remained open. The top of the H, the top of the K, the B, the O right here, the F. Look at all of these letters. This E right here, they remained open, which I would guarantee if I wrote this with monoline, like the Parker Sonnet, the standard medium nib, they would have closed in on me. So what I love about the oblique shaped nibs is it allows you to write with a larger nib than you normally could. Now keep in mind, it was a stub. Look at how wide that downstroke is, as opposed to this Jinhao medium. Huge difference. Look at those downstrokes compared to these downstrokes. So I've got a much wider nib over here on the Pilot Decimo that's allowing me to write in the same amount of space as what it takes to write with the Jinhao medium. And that is thanks to the oblique shape of the nib. With the very narrow cross stroke, you are able to write in a much more compact space.